let's do a recap and we're just going to clarify where everybody is inside of room 8 at the end. Uh, but I'll do a recap before that
Oh, yeah, okay.
just to for the recording. And yeah, we will see what happens. Um, Not sure what your action is going to be to all this. So, uh, Dune, are you
Yeah, let's
set to
record.
record?
We're
I guess I
recording.
should have asked you that if
Yeah,
you're going to
we're
do that.
already
Okay.
recording. Let's go.
Oh, we are. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we did it. This is Roleplay
Welcome.
Cafe, and I started the recording without telling anyone.
All right. And this is John. Uh, we are back with Alien. Todd, can you tell us what session we're on?
We
Because
are
you
in
always
session
have that
30.
information.
We are in session 36, John.
All right. We are down one man, both in the game and with players. Dell is not able to join us, but we do have Doon, Todd, and Eric. So we are picking back up inside of the mother colony, which has been taken over by some, I guess you could say, worshippers of Mother Michaela and the children of the three divine. And the group infiltrated it with the assistance of Sergeant Kevin McCafferty, who is a colonial marine that they met down at the pirate outpost where they dispatched General Foe Lizinski, as Doon
Huh,
named him,
huh, huh, huh.
uh,
Uh,
and he turned out to be a synthetic. Um, and the group basically got the lowdown of what the Marines were doing. They were trying to make a plan to retake the mother colony, and the group decided that a scouting mission was a good idea to know exactly what the situation is inside the compound. So Kevin McCafferty escorted the group, and they entered through the ventilation system up onto the second floor, which is the administrative floor. Um, and if you can see the map, the group followed this red line through the office area. They encountered a group right here where these X's are. Uh, they at first they thought there was these people hunched over. Uh, it looked like they were picking something up. And then McCafferty looked through his scope down the hallway and realized that they seemed to be eating someone. He shot them both in the head with headshots and killed them. And then the group um, decided that they were going to hide in room 3 while they figured out how to approach area 7 and 8. Their intent was to find someone that they briefly spoke with over the intercom when they first arrived in orbit. Um, but after looking through some security cameras, Yoko identified a possible leader that was in the control room in room 8. Uh, he was seemed to be directing several people on the console, uh, and some other video feeds revealed that they seem to have set up some sort of uh, laboratory down on the first floor, uh, which we can may also be able to see in areas 10 and 11 uh, on the map to the left of the office level. They're not quite sure what's going on there, but they decided that a direct attack to the the group that is stationed inside the control room was probably the best course of action. So they hacked the computer system and locked down all of these doors, and they could only be opened by a code that the group has. So they made their way from room 3 back east and then up, and they decided to, I think it was Cliff and Kip, kind of led that assault, opened the door, and uh, immediately went for the leader. Uh, and I believe Cliff, I think, was the one that shot him,
That was
and he toppled.
Uh,
Oh, it was Kip.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was Kip.
Yep.
Yeah. So Kip went in,
Guns are blazing.
fired at this guy. He toppled over the control panel down onto the lower floor, and he seemed out of commission. But then they were swarmed by the group of people at the computer terminals. They tried firing at them, took out a couple of them, but unfortunately, Kip was ganged up on and just torn apart with their bare hands. And that is when we lost Kip. Cliff attempted to, save Kip, uh, and fired at them. He lost his gun and then was quickly overwhelmed. McCafferty tried to kill one of them, but once they got a hold of Cliff, they drug him back towards his lower door, and that's when he was brought face to face with their supposed leader, uh, whom has been referred to a couple times as Father. But it dawned on, Cliff has never met him before, but the rest of the group know this man as Chakandi, and he was a member of the supposed refugees that were rescued the from one of the colonies and brought back to the mother colony. They claimed that they were on the run from Mother Michaela, and they were being hunted down by her. But apparently, that is not quite entirely true. So Cliff was brought before him, and Chakandi took a deep breath, or a deep inhale, as though he was smelling Cliff. And he revealed that Cliff is blessed, as well as all of the other men that are with Chakandi. What that means, the group does not quite know. So, where everyone is right now, Cliff is approximately right here where I'm pinging, surrounded by 3 men who he's disarmed. He may have a knife or something, but his arms are restrained by some of the men that killed Kip, and he's standing basically face to face with Chakandi. McCafferty is right up here by the door. He does not have a direct line of sight. He could still try to shoot Chakandi with a more difficult role from where he's at. And then Yoko and Bircher are actually just outside the door. I don't think they actually had an opportunity to react before we had to stop last time.
That sounds right to me.
All right.
Okay.
So, what we're going to do, depending on what the group's actions are going to be, we may have to do a new initiative, but the combat has ceased at this point. Chakandi, go ahead.
I was gonna ask about Kit. Are they still like eating him, or like what's going on over there?
No, he's the ones that are restraining Cliff are the ones that are
Oh,
the
they like kind of switched
survivors
their
from the ones
attention
that
to
killed.
they switched their attention to Cliff and then
Mm,
dragged him over there. Okay, I got it.
exactly. Yep. Yeah. So,
Good
uh,
for him.
Kip's body, his intestines have spilled out onto the floor because his lower torso was ripped open, and he's facing down, and no one seems to be concerned with him at this point. Um,
So
both
Cliff,
Yoko and Bercher can see, his legs through the doorway.
okay, and Cliff is being held by these. How many?
Three. So there's three guys. Two of them are restraining his arms, like
Right.
one on each arm,
Right.
and then the other is kind of holding his torso in place and stopping him from thrashing around. Obviously, he can try to get away, but that's something for Eric to decide whether that's going to happen.
Okay.
So
And I don't have
Chikandi,
direct line of sight.
uh, no, I mean because these guys, the three guys restraining Cliff are blocking it. You would need to move from where you're at. So, and
Is
Chikandi obviously realizes, sees Kevin McCafferty there, and knows he's still in danger, but he seems to not be terribly concerned.
more
You guys
interested
got
in
a
Um,
plan?
smelling.
yes. All
You guys
right.
better say your plan now because I got something and then it's not going to be good for you guys.
I want to know if is this door open or closed? Is this a door? Is it open?
That door is sealed. There were two other technicians that were trying to open it, like they were trying to run,
Uh-huh.
but the door is locked. And instead, they're the ones that got Chikandi up onto his feet after being shot by Kip. So they are kind of standing behind Chikandi.
Okay.
Did we just lose Todd?
Yeah, I
Oh,
accidentally
okay. Oh,
closed
you're
it.
still on Discord. Okay, we
Yeah,
just lost you on
no,
Foundry.
no.
Okay. All right.
I'm coming. Here I am.
So,
Okay.
all right. Yeah. So, what is everybody going? Who's doing what? What are we?
These,
Uh,
if I can, and I'm not frozen anymore, I know what I want to do. But if somebody else wants to do something else before I,
well, I'm trying to. I'm trying to get a better shot at these three guys that are restraining Cliff. All right. Once
Okay.
again, I'm gonna save the day here.
because right now what Cliff's plan is going to headbutt the
Headbutt.
father guy
Okay.
when he after he got done sniffing him.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
okay. All right.
So I'm going to say Cliff. I mean, you were frozen, which is what that
Yeah.
allowed them to restrain you and
Yeah.
drag you over there. So I'm definitely going to say that this has passed,
Okay.
because you're only supposed to lose one round, and it's certainly been a round, even though combat's over.
Like a week.
All right. So what about Doon? What is Yoko
So
doing?
I imagine Yoko is eyes on McCafferty, and Yoko's gonna decide what to do based on what McCafferty does. Like,
Okay.
because I don't have a sense of what's going on in the room completely yet, and I don't
Right.
have any idea. But like, if McCafferty's like shooting, that'll be one thing. If McCafferty is like running in or scared, or like depending on what I see McCafferty do, I'm gonna decide. Is that fair?
Okay. So what I'm
All
gonna
right.
do is I'm gonna move in my rifles up, and I'm moving in to get a clear shot at Chikandi.
Chikandi. Okay. So since it sounds like all of this is going to be timing based, what we're going to do is we're going to try out the initiative cards. So
Fun.
previously we've been rolling dice. Technically, you're supposed to be dealing out these cards. So there is a card tab, which looks like two poker cards.
Oh, yeah.
Cool, I see it.
You should see a hand. You should see a hand inside of there that has your name on it, the player name,
Yeah.
not the character name. If you open that up, it should be empty, but I'm about to give you cards.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. So Dell's not here, so myself and everybody
Now,
else.
do you know what cards you're giving us?
No, it's all random.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm slow. Hooray.
All right. So did you see a card pop up in your hand?
Yes.
9.
In where?
9 meaning yes.
9 means no. Wait a minute.
All right. I got a 6.
I got a 3.
You got a 6.
So yes. So you
What do I
guys
do?
now remember you guys can
Can trade.
chain like yeah, it's like there's 3 of you, you get 3 cards, you guys can
Oh,
trade them
okay.
and say, all right, we want Eric wants Cliff to headbutt him first, and then Todd's gonna have
That's
McCafferty
exactly
shoot.
what I want. Yes.
So
I want his head snapping back away from Cliff.
so do you guys have 2 actions before lower than a 6 between the 3 of you?
I've got
I got a 3, and it looked like Todd got a 1.
I got 1.
Oh, cool. I'll go
Okay,
last.
so it's
I'm happy to go last. 9.
all right.
So
All right.
so 1 is good, right? Right?
Yes, 1
Oh,
goes first.
Is
Yep.
first.
It's
Okay.
1 through 10.
I'm
Yep.
going to give that to Cliff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't actually have to pass it.
Yeah.
But
I-
yes.
But if
Yeah.
I did, I'm going to let's see me here. Let's see. Okay, so I do
Todd,
that.
This is foiled. Awesome.
Okay. So off to you, and then does that mean I still have it? No. So now I need a card, right?
So how do I give mine to him? Do I just
You pass.
pass it? All right, pass.
Yeah,
to
you don't
you.
actually have to do this part.
No. But
You know, it's fine. It's fine.
Oops, I passed the wrong one.
We're gonna play with it. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I screwed it
Otherwise,
up.
why?
Oh, I did it wrong.
Now do I have to pass it back to you?
Yeah, I think so. I thought I
Oh.
did it right.
Wait a minute. Pass it to. There you go. Okay, pass. There. Now you got it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you pass back to
Well,
me.
how do I?
You can
Pass.
play
So
the
you
card?
click pass,
You got 2 cards.
click pass,
I got it. Todd.
and then you're going to. Yep.
It says number.
So I
3.
3.
no, I think you your the number is the number of cards you're passing.
Number 1.
So yeah.
Value.
So so this is like dealing a tiny deck. So what you're going to do is you're going to give him your bottom card because that's the number 3. So you're going to in the draw mode you're going to select bottom last and select Todd for pass 2. Leave the number 1 as number 1 and click pass, and that should give him the 3.
I'll do it face down. No, I didn't.
This is fascinating.
Okay.
It's fascinating. You could
This
just
is
do
the most
group
excitement
initiative
of the battle day.
and then just say, "How about you go first and I'll go second?"
Yeah.
The best part is no one can see it except for me and Todd.
No,
So
I got him on
Well,
the screen.
and
We can
I
watch
I
the
can see
action.
it.
You can say, "Yeah." Oh, watching the. Oh my gosh, it's like playing blackjack
So
online.
amazing. Yes. All right.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So now I
So
got that
Cliff,
right.
what is can you describe what Cliff is going to do, Eric?
So he'll say whatever he says about me being blessed or whatever.
Mm.
And Cliff will just say let's see, he'll say something corny like, "Yeah, and here's a Hail Mary," and he'll hit him in the head, headbutt him right in the right in the nose.
All right. So since you're restrained and don't have as much leverage as you would want to headbutt him, you're going to need you're going to need an extra success just to do just to connect. So you're going to need 2 successes to connect the headbutt.
Okay.
And then however many successes you get, we can determine what effect it's going to have on it.
This is a strength-based thing. I'm guessing we're doing close combat.
Yeah,
And,
close combat. Yes.
So
It is strength based.
Yep. So I will use past the limit if need be. So I could use 2
2 pushes.
Push twice.
pushes if I want. Yes. And
Yep,
I
okay.
am at 10 panic. So if I get anything above an 11, my overkill thing will go into effect, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
Ooh, you can
Push.
push.
1 success. All right.
Ooh, you can push again.
No. All right, 3 successes. Oh wow!
Overkill?
All right,
But you got
5
your
successes.
over whatever drive thing?
Yeah. So what does overkill do exactly?
Overkill from page 104. Overkill talent lets you replace the effect of a panic roll result of 11 higher by the overkill effect. If you have any enemies in sight, when triggered overkill, you must immediately attack your enemies and you won't stop until all enemies in sight are broken.
Oh no.
Uh, oh wow!
Cool.
Also,
Okay.
all other PCs in short range have to make a immediate panic roll. I don't think anybody's in short range, but that's up
Mm-mm.
to you, John.
No, they're not.
All right. So
Yeah, McCafferty is a good, 20 feet away.
Yeah.
So, you got 5 successes. So, what is it that you want to happen to? You're not going to be able to kill Chikandi with this, obviously.
well,
But what do
basically,
you
after
want to
doing
happen?
what Todd wants to do with McCarthy is I'm going to hit him hard enough that he does that like slow motion recoil like you see in the
Yeah,
movies where
snaps
your
the
head
head.
goes
Yeah,
Right.
back.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And
And
Uh,
up for a shot. And if that
up
gives
for a
him,
okay.
I
shot,
have to
and
use
I
some of
come.
my successes for give him like an extra die or two. That wouldn't mind that.
Damn.
Um, I will allow you to. So the two of the 5 are going to allow you to connect.
Okay.
It would just normally do damage. So a third success, I will allow you to have the effect of going back, which is going to make it a standard shot for McCafferty. You have 2 more successes on top of that. If you want to you can give one of them as an extra die to McCafferty. I'm not going to let you give him 2 dice.
Oh, that's fine.
But
Then
uh,
I guess since like I have guys on me, I'm gonna try to break free. See if I can like I
okay,
don't know if I can just
yeah,
break free or at least hurt somebody that's grabbing onto me.
I'm going to say that you can free one of your arms
Hmm.
with your other success. From the shock, one of them is concerned over Chikandi and like loosens his grasp, and you see that as an opportunity to yank free and give him a bloody nose or something, and do a
So
point of damage to him.
that works.
All right,
Okay, so I get an extra dice
all
for
right,
combat.
yes, yes. So
All
so
right.
just bump your ranged
Yep.
combat up 1
Okay.
temporarily. Don't forget to drop it,
No,
and then
no.
you can do your attack.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So then I step out of the shadows. Weapon comes up, and I fire.
Nice.
All right. Would you like to push?
Yeah. I like to push.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, I push.
There
Oh
we go.
boy.
Whoa. Wow, a lot of
Uh,
Oh.
successes.
Oh.
okay.
Oh.
So you got. Oh wait. This is.
How come
You have the character. You're rolling the character for because it says
Windows.
Kip.
Yeah, it says
Well,
Kip.
it's I'm
So
rolling
Oh, it's because he's logged
McCaffrey.
in as
Okay.
when he logs in.
That's all.
I think it's
Yeah.
Oh.
Todd is tied to
Oh,
Kit.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. That's
All
all.
right. Okay.
How
So
come?
I
so
just wanted to make sure you were rolling the right
Okay.
stats. Is
Yeah.
I
all.
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
dice.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Actually,
you
but
got 5 successes. So yeah, this is going to take Chikandi out. Why don't you describe how uh, what happens when you do so?
Okay. So extreme slow motion. You see the round crossing the floor, whizzing just past Cliff's ear, imploding into Chandi's head as he barely has time to like have a shocked look at all, right? Well, maybe he even goes cross-eyed because he sees the bullet coming. Oh, is that for me? Right? And then there's this cloud of pink comes out the back of his head, which is mainly most of his brain, right?
Yeah.
Splattering all over the rest of the room, and
heads up.
slowly falls to the ground, like dead before he even hits it. Yeah.
All right. And because you got 5 successes, I'm also going to say after the bullet goes through Chakandi's head, it hits one of the this one of the blessed that assisted him and to get back up directly in the chest, and he's thrown back against this wall and collapses dead behind him.
Oh yeah, that's great. Okay.
The 2 men that still have their hands on Cliff uh, attempt to push him to the ground or away from him, as though they're going to, uh, they're trying to put some distance and run out the door that is open, which is going to require running past McCafferty.
Right.
So they are. Hmm, I think this makes sense for us to do a versus roll between these 2 guys and Cliff, because
Cliff's
they're
the
trying to
he's
throw
already
Cliff off
down.
balance, and Cliff is about to tear their heads off.
Yep.
So let's do a close combat roll. We're going to do. You're going to have to roll twice once against each of these guys, and
Okay.
to see if either of them are able to get away.
All right. Same as
Ready?
last time for the strength thing, so I guess I can
Yeah.
do the pass limit thing again. Okay.
Yep. You ready?
All right. Here we go.
Right. You got. Wow. Is this from one roll? You got 4
That
successes?
that first one is, yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I got
I don't
1
know if
success
that
for one of them.
more panic thing still goes into effect, or if overkill is going to be overriding that from now on. I don't know how you want to rule that.
I think it's. I mean, it is the same situation, right?
Yeah, because
So,
it's
I
over
mean,
11.
it's
So.
it's yeah. So it's basically, I think it just doesn't go into effect until all these guys are dead, and then when you panic in the future, assuming you're not in combat, I think it that's when it's going
You'll keep the
to
higher
hit you.
number. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Cool.
it's basically a guaranteed bad result.
Yeah.
All right.
It,
So yeah, so these 2 guys, like one of them tries to shove you uh, forward, the one that had your torso restrained, and you kind of just stop your body from tumbling forward. The other one is basically trying to push your arm away, but this big, meaty arm is able to easily just wrap around this guy's shoulder and keep him in place. What are you going to do with him? You can attack him
are they both close?
next round. Yes, yeah. So the other guy is only a step away, but he did not get away, put any distance or
I'm,
significant distance away from the 2
I'm,
of you.
I'm going to
This
take
other
the
one
guy
is
that I'm
still
holding on to and throw it into the other guy.
Nice. Good one.
okay. All right, so you're going to just keep restraining him,
I'm just going to have him, and
and
I'm just going to fucking toss him right into him.
okay. So before we do that,
I'm fine.
because you'll be going next, is Yoko going to do anything as he sees McCafferty
I'm not gonna
take
attack or anything, but
kill shot?
so I have like an imagination of what might happen. So I know that Bircher, when he sees Kip, is like gonna like rush over to him, right? He's gonna rush over to windows and like
Hmm.
see if there's any hope or whatever. And Yoko can, probably Bircher can also tell like no hope, but like uh Yoko's what I'm thinking is I want to protect Bircher. This is a dangerous situation. Whatever's happening, there's shooting, there's shit happening. I want to I want to either restrain Bircher or like pull him back, and then like that's what I'm thinking. I'm imagining like I'll if he had reached Kip, I'll like pick him up and pull him out of the room, or if he hadn't reached there yet, I'll stop him from going that way, and then I want to close the door and lock it from the outside.
Okay.
I want to stop Berger
from
from
the
going
outside.
in. Yeah, and I want to stop Berger from going in, and I want to close the door again and lock my friends in there, or lock the fighters in there with the whatever's happening. I'm not even assessing what's happening really. I'm just like, Berger needs to be okay.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to make you roll for that because it's essentially just, stepping out and punching a few numbers into the control pad outside the door to seal it with the code that you guys have.
Cool. That's what I want to do.
All right. Yeah. So
and I like look at Bercher and I'm like, it's gonna be okay. We can't. We have to.
All right.
We have to think about, the colony. Cliff and the sergeant are gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And I'm saying it like I believe it, or not like I don't believe it, but I hope I believe it. It's gonna be okay.
Now I got a question here because it says that when I pushed, I am frozen. I freeze. Is my panic condition, I guess, eh?
Yes. So I was going to say you are basically going to be unable to stop this guy as he tries to run past you.
So do I click on freezing as my conditions? Like,
I think
no,
that's a different kind of freezing.
It should all be automatic.
that's a different kind of freezing. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
that's
cold freezing.
cold from being cold.
I got it.
Yeah.
So what about my stress?
It should all be taken care of for you. You shouldn't have to worry about anything.
Okay.
No one is in short range of you, so it's they're like none of the other PCs their stress levels aren't going to go up.
Okay.
So the one that kind of was holding Cliff's torso, shoved him away and made a run for it. He gets a few steps away before his compatriot is thrown in his direction. He sees the door close, and he now realizes
No.
that that he is locked inside the room with Cliff and McCafferty. And this is going to be Cliff's opportunity to toss his friend in his direction.
Yep.
So
Time
it would be funny if we made this a ranged weapon, but a ranged attack. But we're just going to do another close combat.
Okay. Just one.
You got another one. You got one success. You're basically already berserking. I think overkill is basically just you just berserk every time.
I think berserk.
Why don't you describe how you throw this guy across the room and tack like knock over the one running from the
guy
door.
running, and I'm like, time for a quick midnight mass, and I just pick up the other guy, grab him like cuff to cock, and just throw him.
And he goes hurtling through the air about 10 feet, collides with this guy who falls, and they both fall to the ground.
Yep, and he has to do a Wilhelm yell when I throw him.
And the one guy that was still alive behind Chikandi flips out and starts pounding on the door, trying to open it and get it outside of the room. The two that are on the ground are trying to compose themselves and get back up onto their feet. They're in a tangled mess, so that is going to be their full action for the round. It's my understanding that Cliff needs to kill everybody in the room. Is that your understanding of Overkill?
That's what Overkill said.
Not McCafferty. Until they're broken. So generally PC or NPCs don't break unless they're significant. So yeah,
We'll see
why
about
don't
that. Crack, crack.
yeah, so why don't you just describe? I mean, these guys aren't really going to be any fight.
I walk up, angrily light my cigar, pick up Kip's pulse rifle and my own, aim it at all of them, and just kind of spread back and forth shooting at them.
All right.
Eyes
Yeah,
glowing a little red as from the firelight of the pulse rifles going off, or whatever color the pulse
awesome.
rifle is. Blue? Sure.
Uh, yeah, and this is, McCafferty is kind of frozen in place as he sees Cliff just butcher the remaining three guys that are inside of the room. And then there's just silence as the rounds start coming out of Cliff's guns.
Is McCafferty like watching in awe, or is McCafferty like horrified? Which one? Which
I
one?
don't know.
I need to know.
I nothing stealthy about that at all. That's just like over. But what's to be expected? He's a ham-fisted yard ape, so whatever.
If you say that out loud, his eye kind of turns at you like in the what is that one
Rock?
the Justice League where Superman turns when the Flash runs by him. What did you say?
What did you say? Never mind. No. I'm just letting him do his thing. We all have our gifts, and that's it. So great. Okay, go for it.
Right, there's
Uh,
complete silence in the room as it is covered in gore.
I imagine it'll finally stop when the gun starts going click, 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 click.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll throw the guns at him.
All right. So Cliff comes to and comes out of his blood fervor. Uh, what are you guys going to do next?
I keep smoking.
Yeah, I just kind of walk up to him and go, "So you got that? You got that all worked out of your system? You okay? We good?"
Takes a big drag and looks at him and goes, yeah, I feel a lot better now.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm telling
Okay.
Berkshire, I have my stupid little handgun out. But I'm like, the only people who can open the door are people. I think I don't think they'll be able to get out. So if depending on who we see open that door,
Well,
Wipe some of the blood off the keypad and then type in the code. Boop, 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 beep,
All
boop.
right. Yeah. The door slides open, and you see Cliff standing there with blood spattered over his face and his clothing.
He walks out
And
past the
McCafferty
guys.
standing behind.
Got him.
relief.
I got Chikandi. I said as I walk out. Yeah.
Chikandi? I didn't see him.
Yeah. Chikandi.
What the hell?
It's okay. You're safe now.
I have to see him. I don't believe it. I go.
Probably won't recognize him what's left, but go ahead.
I go inspect Chikandi's body. I'm probably horrified at the gore. I don't know if I can handle it.
Still probably this pink mist in the air. Eh?
Yeah. In fact, I'm gonna need Yoko to roll a stress for stepping into this room and seeing. Yeah, I don't. Yoko doesn't really have much, does he?
Yeah.
I think the yeah. I'm
Let me think.
the you have a pistol, don't you?
I do. I have a handgun.
Yeah.
I have my handgun.
Yeah. So I mean, this isn't
Pistol.
going to have any like you're going to be able to pick it right back up. But you go inside and you had your gun out in your hand after when in case someone came through the door that wasn't one of your friends, and you just see the bodies scattered all over, gun, just riddled with gunshots. Um, as you make your way across the room, you can see that over half a dozen people were killed inside of this room, and you see the
Okay.
robed body of uh, someone. Their head. There isn't a whole lot uh,
Mm-hmm.
left of their head,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but the little that you see, you do uh, realize it may be the person that you escorted back, uh, in the hopes of saving him from Mother Michaela.
Can I see if they have anything like on their person, like in their pockets, or like what kind? Like, is it just
Sure.
a robe, or like?
Uh, uh, so under this robe, he's wearing, uh, you know, he probably got some
It's like standard
civilian clothing.
civilian, like
Yeah, yeah. So
robe, robe. Yeah,
yeah, it was probably provided to him when you guys brought
yeah,
him here.
yeah.
Uh, and you can go through his pockets. You find uh, a comp- like a small data disk
Hmm.
uh, inside of one of his pockets, and you also find a compad that was clipped to his belt.
The, a compad means something that communicates with other compads.
Uh,
What is a compad?
yes, so it's basically a way to remotely access computer systems, and you can transfer. Think of it, it's like a tablet
Okay,
uh,
okay,
that can wirelessly communicate with other computer systems.
okay. Oh boy, this is like a lot. Can I take the? Can I plug the data thing into the compad? Well, that a thing? So I can see what the
No,
data.
so this
Oh,
date,
sorry.
so this data disk has to go inside of a mainframe terminal.
Can I
Uh,
do it here?
there, yes,
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Is, is the store open?
Oh, we can open it?
no, that is. I mean, you can open it
No,
with the
no, no,
code,
no.
but it's
I know.
closed right now.
Okay, only we have the code, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go out into the hallway here and just
Okay.
keep my eyes down the hall in
All
case
right.
anybody's coming towards us. Okay.
Okay.
Can we trap a dude in 11?
Did we do?
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
There.
yes.
Yeah. I think it was Bircher or Yoko actually
Yeah,
locked him
we
inside of there.
before we came up to the room, yeah, we did. We threw the third guy. There were three guys down here coming up at us, and you killed two of them, and I took the third one and like kind of interrogated them a little bit, and then threw them in here rather than kill them. But I don't know if you know that because you ran up here before you even knew that.
That's true.
But
That's true.
you can still go in there and without because I'm not paying attention. So if you want a confrontation.
That was where the armory was, wasn't it? 11.
Yep.
Yes, but it
Uh,
was completely pillaged. There
Completely.
wasn't anything in there.
I mean, it didn't.
Cliff's probably still trying to collect himself, so he probably won't do that.
Okay.
But yeah, he would probably start heading that way, just check to see if there's any ammo or anything. But I don't know.
Okay. Um, yeah. So McCafferty is providing cover down the long hallway to the south, and Cliff is going to make his way to see if there's any remnants or uh, of ammunition inside of the armory, while Yoko inserts the data disk into the terminal. The data disk opens up, and it contains a series of communications that are they seem to be encrypted. Would be possible to decrypt them, but in addition to the series of communications, there's also uh, a seems to be a series of reports that have been provided by somebody throughout the mother colony. Uh, like it is from different people. Um, it's possible that these are reports provided by the Blessed back to Chakandi in order for him to give instructions. That's just from
Yeah,
scanning
see,
through
it
the
seems
one.
like
The one. Go ahead. Sorry.
it seems like a spot like undercover people or like spies or like
No. So it seems to just be different reports from various areas of the mother colony. So there is reports over the course of the past couple weeks. You can see like reports of encounters with Marines, of rounding up civilians, of a tally of how many people were executed.
okay,
Uh,
okay, I see. So
there,
it's like status
it's all
reports
kinds of
from the
stuff.
perspective of the power or like violent insurrectionists potentially, something like
Yes,
that. Okay, cool,
exactly.
cool.
Yes. Uh, there, the thing that stands out to you as you're scanning through this list is the uh, progress reports from Lab 1 and Lab 2.
Lab 1 and Lab 2. That doesn't sound like anything that we have designated in the mother colony, does it?
No, there's no real
It
laboratories to
yeah,
speak
it's
of since
probably
this
a
isn't a
different.
science
It
mission.
must be 10 and must be the whatever they're setting up down there. Is what Yoko thinks. Let's see. Do I see anything that talks about like father or mother?
Uh, yeah, if you do a search for mother, it sounds there's multiple references in almost every report because it ends with something along the lines of praise Mother Michaela. Uh, and most of the reports are addressed to father.
Mm.
So you're going to need to, if you want to do a search, you're going to have to kind of narrow in uh, tighter than
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
just those phrases.
Um, okay, so it seems like their takeover was efficient and effective. Uh,
Uh,
what's the
okay.
last status report? The most recent.
The most recent status report was one of the reports of the progress from Lab 2.
Lab 2. Okay. It seems like these labs are very important. So I imagine I can access the security, the surveillance again, right? So like I could access the cameras when I was down in the server room, or not the server room, but
Yes.
down there.
Yep.
Here, can I check on lab 1 and 2, or like to ground floor 10 and 11?
Yeah. So 10 is, you get the feeling that 10 is Lab 1 and 11 is Lab 2. There are no so it's the Southern 10
Okay, Southern
is
10.
where the
Got it.
lab is. Uh, there are no cameras inside the laboratories, but you
Mm-hmm.
can see the makeshift laboratories set up, um, and several. So it's like translucent screens. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of they're basically like large temporary rooms that have been set up with see-through windows for observing. So you can see that there are people on cots inside of there with machinery and stuff stationed next to each of the cots. There are no cameras that actually are inside of any of the laboratories, so there are no camera feeds. from that point of view, only from the outside.
Do I have a sense of the like security or like work not lab experiment people, but like people who aren't workers, people who aren't lab being studied in the lab.
Yeah, there are several guards stationed around each of the labs.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them have been issued either pistols or rifles. Uh, they're, uh, however, they are outnumbered by what appear to be like either scientists or technicians or something that are moving around inside of the laboratories.
And then the last question I'll ask is anyone behaving like inhuman like? Or is everyone like, it just looks like people in a
Uh,
lab, people in a thing, like.
You don't actually see anything along the lines of the two that were killed by McCafferty through the camera feeds.
Okay. Um. Yeah. Bircher. I'm talking, thinking, speaking aloud. My thoughts to Bircher. I think whatever they're doing in those labs is the key to everything. I think we have to get down there and stop what they're doing. Um, where are the others? And I look up. Like, I've been kind of focused on the screen. I look up. Um, we don't know where they are. Okay, let's go get them.
Uh, I'm going to I'm going to take the role of Bircher very quickly and
Mm-hmm.
say that Bircher wants to take a look at the progress reports and see what information he can glean from them. And he takes a few minutes scanning through them,
Mm-hmm.
and he says they seem to be doing some experimentation, something they're referring to as the blessed are specifically being, uh, or I'm sorry, something people that they specifically refer to as the chosen are being experimented upon. It seems they're being exposed to something.
Do you think it's the contagion, the worms, the black goo?
I, I get the feeling that the blessed have already been exposed to the black worms. I think the chosen are a subset of that. Someone who has some sort of reaction, or perhaps no reaction.
Hmm. Oh man, I just let's see, blessed, chosen. This is all very confusing. uh, I'm gonna let keep looking at it. I'm gonna walk to the doorway so I can just see what's going on down the hall, and I probably see McCafferty and
Yeah. Yeah, I
I'm,
saw you over there.
So
Saw you over there on that control panel there. You find any information or what?
they're doing experiments. They're running experiments. They're infecting people and seeing how they react. Down in uh, down on the ground level, near the shops in the back alley where the temporary lab was set up before. I think they have a much more sophisticated thing going on right now, and by the shops shopping district.
So is that where we got to head next?
Whatever they're doing down there, I think that's the key to their whole operation. Whatever they're trying to do, I think that's how they're making it happen.
All right. So that's over in this other to the
Yeah.
left,
What
ground
are
level.
in terms of getting from the office level to the ground level? What are the like main ways, and like obviously we can take like the outside and ventilation systems, but just what's the normal route like Like lifts or something?
The group of 4 elevators that are kind of in the center, the E's.
Okay. So the E's, and then
That is the primary mean.
where do those land in ground level?
They're not the same scale, are they? These
Oh, they're
maps.
down there. I see. It's like totally
Are they?
at the bottom
No,
corner.
no, the maps are not. The maps are not to the same scale.
Okay.
So
All right.
the offices and the security levels are. You can see the E's are in the center. That's because they only take up the amount of space in between, south of 12 and west of 13.
Yeah,
The
that little
main
section.
complex, the main complex is way bigger, and uh, so this is kind of like a tower.
Yeah.
That on the second floor of the tower is where all the offices are. Above that is where the plane, like the ships land, and um, that's where all the Marines work out of.
Great. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So it's okay. So then we'd have to make our way to the elevators, and then
Yeah, we go down, and then we got to cross the whole ground level mother colony to get over that way.
to 10 on the where is it? Wait, various shops. Is that what you said, or the shopping plaza?
Yeah, down 10 and 11 on the ground floor.
Mm-hmm.
I know Cliff's not really part of the conversation, but kind of above board. Could we take the same path that Cliff and Kip took when we had the original what Uzelinski's corpse? Because then we kind of try to sneak from because we were at 9, right? Wasn't that where
Sounds right. Yeah.
the infirmary was? Or am I thinking wrong, John? I don't remember. It's been
I don't remember.
Uh,
Uh,
no, I'm pretty sure the infirmary is on the security level in 11. So that
oh,
is
that's way over here. Okay.
right there. Yes.
Uh,
So yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys actually, put them in a body bag and
mhm.
actually escorted them across the entire area, and
Yeah.
through the security in 12,
Hmm.
and up the elevators to the top floor. I
Okay.
mean, you were a Marine, so you weren't really questioned.
Oh, yeah. That probably won't work the same this time around. Also, I'm all red. Anyway.
Oh, that.
Okay.
No. So you would need, in order to do that, you would need to go up to the security level to get full control from the system. It's only the security level has ship wide, or not ship wide, colony wide access like that.
So our only way down there is on those elevators, eh?
Well, I mean, you could go through the ventilation system like you did to get up
Yeah.
here, but
Yeah, we could do that, but kind of
you'd
niche.
have to, you'd still, unless you went outside of the mother
Yeah.
colony and went in through the main garage entrance. That's really your only.
All right. Clear path. Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's do it.
All
Yeah,
right.
so I think we all agree. We're all gonna collect ourselves, and maybe Cliff, do you want to check for extra like stuff in the armory, Cliff? Take a look.
Oh, I didn't realize Cliff was with you guys.
Well, we're all kind of like slowly convening.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so Cliff went down to the armory in Area
Yeah.
11. You look through, the little window in the door, and you see the person that uh, Yoko mentioned was that they locked in there. He seems to kind of be sitting over, leaning against some shelving that most likely used to have rifles and stuff, and or some other weaponry in there that has since been cleared out. He does not notice you at the door. You have the code, so you can unlock it.
All right, unlock it and walk in.
He sees you come in and is clearly intimidated and kind of shuffles further back towards the other door, even though that's locked too. He's trying to put some distance between you. And he says, "I, I don't want any trouble. I, I surrendered to your friends. I'm not going to cause any problems."
Biff takes his cigar out and spits a little bit of the residue off of his lips. Mostly it's blood from the other guys up top, though, instead of the cigars.
This is not lost on him. He sees the blood that's all over you.
And I imagine it's kind of freaky because I imagine Cliff's face is like all red, but then his eyes are really white, just staring at him. I need
And
ammo.
he kind of slinks into the corner. I don't know if there's any left, but it, he points over towards a series of crates uh, that Cliff recognizes as often how ammo is shipped. There's a couple that are torn open and like clattered onto the floor with all of the packing falling out. But underneath of that pile, you can see that there is one crate that has not been opened.
Okay. Cliff will slowly walk over there, keeping his eyes on the guy down in the corner. Like, I'm going to come over here and turn my back a little bit.
Yeah,
You better not
I,
move
I
anywhere
won't
or do anything.
I won't do a thing. I won't.
Put your keep your nose in the corner there, or maybe
All right. He turns around and puts his
some of
hands up on the
your
walls.
blood will be mixing up with your so-called father's on my chest here. Capiche?
And he he puts his hands up on the wall, turns his faces the corner as you start making your way across the room.
I didn't say anything about your
Uh,
hair, you freak. Whatever, and I go ahead and start taking ammo or whatever's in
so
there.
so the crate has standard rifle ammo, uh, pulse rifle ammo.
Right.
There is also several attachments for pulse rifles for underbarrel grenade launchers,
Cliff
and
will get it. When he
they're
gets it, he'll like attach them, and then he just is like, "Nice," and then locks it.
and
He'll go.
they
Is
are
there multiple, or is there just one?
no, there's five of them. So
All
if you
right.
had five pulse rifles, you could put them
Well, I got
underneath
two.
each of them. Okay. Um, when I have a minute, I'll dig through the inventory and find
Okay.
the attachment.
So
Uh,
I'll load up on ammo. I'll get any extra ammo and bring it back. See if there's any like sniper rifle ammo for
there, you do not find
right.
any, which doesn't surprise you because this is just standard guard uh,
Is there
ammunition.
any like really weak protective things in here? Like I don't know.
I'm going to say all that's been taken.
Okay.
There's probably some basic armor that was in here that the security wears, but that's all been taken and is probably being worn by some of these insurrectionists.
Does that guy in here still have his shock stick?
No, I'm going to say that's on the ground outside,
Okay.
where you guys, gunned down his friends.
All right. So I'll get everything I can, make sure nothing lethal in there. Then I'll just slowly walk out, and before I turn and lock the door, I'll just say, "Have a good day," and then lock the door on him.
He doesn't respond, and you make your way out. Um, So you have Kip's pulse rifle, right? That
Yep,
you
I
took.
picked up mine and I picked up his.
Okay. All right.
Good.
And now I
Yeah,
guess I got a grenade attached.
whenever we see you, we catch you up to speed. The same things that I was saying to others. Like basically, well, I think we're gonna gotta go to the ground floor. It seems like everything they're interested in is whatever their aims are. They're using They're using labs, makeshift labs in the shopping district. Maybe we should collect ourselves. Can we spend some time with our personal items? Is that a good idea?
Yeah, that's kind of. I says I've got no reloads on both my pistol and my rifle.
Oh, that's
So
yeah. We're not
oh,
playing
and
with the ammunition. We're not playing with the ammunition.
oh,
Uh, so let's see.
so would that automatically, like, if you did, would it subtract it as you took a shot?
So the ammunition rules is you basically have a chance of uh, of running out of ammunition when you there. So there's standard regular shooting has when you roll a one, it there's then an opportunity for you to run out of
Okay,
ammunition. So since we're not tracking
right,
when you roll a one with your skills,
right.
uh, we're not really playing with that.
So we just have
I mean,
universal.
that's for more of like a survival situation where there's limited ammunition and you need to
Okay,
pick your.
so
Uh,
we're in movie mode where they always have ammo.
yes,
Yeah, we've had
yes.
some.
Well, we're playing aliens.
Right.
The the ammo rule is for alien.
Okay.
Can
Okay.
we play Alien versus Predator?
All right.
People have actually like come up with rules for predators
I bet.
using the same system so that
Yeah.
they do play that, but that obviously that's not officially canon
I would prefer
as far as
Alien
RPG
versus
is concerned.
Terminator, but that's just me.
You'd prefer what?
Alien, Alien versus Terminator, or was it
Oh,
RoboCop? Oh no, it was Alien versus RoboCop. That was what was in the early '90s or late '90s, whatever.
is that a comic book?
It was, and it was a video
Probably.
game. I
Was
think.
it?
I
Oh,
don't know.
wow. Okay.
Plants versus Zombies.
There we go.
There you go. All right. So, okay. So, we're good for ammo. All right.
Yeah.
As
Uh,
we're kind of collecting himself, Cliff will go into regaling the new guy about Kip with an earshot of both Bircher and Yoko if they wanted to throw anything in. And assuming we're taking the rest to lower stuff, I want to use my banter and have everybody close to me lower their stress by 2 if you'll let me, John.
Where are you guys
Yeah.
proposing
Where
to
are we
be
gonna do
doing
this?
this at? Because it has to be a
Uh,
safe location.
elevator.
So
oh
if
yeah.
you
Elevator is
can,
safe.
if you
Well,
well, it depends.
well,
In the
I mean,
elevator with the
Are
elevator
you going to
music?
are you
with
going
the
to stop?
elevator
You going to
music, it's very
stop?
calming,
You're going to
right?
stop the elevator
Yeah.
halfway
Yeah. We
between
stop the
floors?
elevator.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 We're secure. You know. We
That's a pretty
stop
good.
it.
That's a pretty secure spot.
You know. And listen to the music. You know, the
We can get in
music.
the elevator and then
Okay.
hit the stop button for a bit and then restart
I
it.
All
mean,
right.
wouldn't
Do
any
do do
room?
do 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 do.
This is having the opposite effect on me.
Is filling Cliff with rage.
Uh, 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 all right. So yes. So if you're going to do that, then that's fine.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm not going to question that.
Okay,
Um,
so everybody can lower their
so,
stress by 2 after that.
Thank you.
all right.
All right.
This banter thing. Got to be some pretty good banter to calm me down after what I just saw.
It's more of just relaying stories about Kip.
Yeah.
It's devastating.
Great guy he was.
Yeah. Remember when he landed in our ship and almost blew it up?
Remember when he dropped his screwdriver and let it float out into space?
Remember when he vaporized that guy inside the China thing?
Who is this? Who is this fourth guy? I keep saying all this all the time. Get out of here.
Bercher.
Yeah, that's Birch.
Yeah, I could see that. All right. So
Now,
All right.
panic.
Go ahead.
When does that turn off? That's not till like the end of a mission type thing, right?
So no, panic will resolve when you're resting.
Okay,
So
so you just turn it
uh,
off or what?
yeah, so in order to turn it off, all you gotta do is right click on um, that dot next
So
to panic.
we are all losing our panic on this elevator ride?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean you're locking yourself in the elevator for like an hour.
Yeah.
yeah,
If it takes an hour,
So
if it takes 2 hours, that's fine.
yeah.
3 hours, 4 hours. We're not in a hurry. They're not going
no.
anywhere.
All right.
All right, this corner here is the P corner, just so you guys know. So
I'm curled up taking a nap.
Not in the P corner though.
Make my own pee corner.
I'll make my own P corner. Thank you.
wait, we can't have that many P corners. There's only 4 corners in here. Think about this guy.
All right. Well, I'm feeling a lot calmer now, and have a better appreciation for this Kip guy. Sound like A1 kind of guy. Yeah. All right. So when we get down to the lower level, what do we want to do? We just want to make our way through 12.
It'll be popping up right here, yes?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
There's no way to get through 14 to there, right? Cut off. That
Doesn't
looks
look
like
like
a
it.
wall there.
Yeah, that's so 13 is like a security thing. 14 is just like a storage room.
There's no way to
So
get
really
through.
to get out.
Didn't Cliff just pick up a grenade launcher?
Yeah,
wrong.
I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah. Are you sneaking at that point? I'm not sure, but
Yeah, no. I'm
you
all
know,
about sneaking, so I don't want to do that. No. Okay.
so basically you have to go through 12 in order to get out into the main complex of Mother Colony.
Perception. Okay. Okay, that's okay. So the spire is what's above us. I suppose.
Yes, the
Yeah,
spire is. Yeah, you just came from the middle floor of the spire.
spire. Okay, got it. All right. And so we have to go through there, and then we go across to 7, the shopping plaza, through the karaoke bar. No, not through the karaoke bar.
What does the ground floor look like when we get out of the elevator? Like, is it a ghost town or is it like?
So you see a group of men pacing around up in 12, and you can see at least 2 people inside the office on 13. They seem to be having a conversation. The ones pacing around on 12 look like they're on guard duty, but they're not paying strict attention to particular areas. They're just kind of uh, pacing, trying to look busy. They don't seem to be attentively looking, like doing a patrol route or anything like that.
They are armed.
Yes, you can see that they are. There's about 4 of them there that you can make out amongst all of the things blocking your view. But yes, the from what you can tell, they are armed, or at least a couple of them are.
Right.
You don't know if the people in 13 are armed because they're one of their backs is to you, and you can just see the head of the person behind them
Right.
that they're speaking with.
We're just peeking out of the elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And these are what? These are pillars. Or
Yes, those are support pillars that are supporting the ceiling above you.
okie dokie. All right.
And then, these are just like, some plants and
Planters.
there's some seating and stuff around.
Mhm. All right. So, are we going to assume that these are all hostiles?
Did they look weird? Sorry, I didn't hear if you said did they look weird or
Nothing about them seems unusual from where you're at. I mean, the people up in area 12 are about 100 feet away from you. Uh, the people in 13 are about like 30 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean
You
we're
don't
gonna
see any like
They're,
inhuman features amongst any of them.
Okay.
they're,
we're gonna draw attention to ourselves as soon as we open the door, right? Because it's gonna be like bing bong.
Yep.
ding.
Uh, yeah, I mean the door opens and it doesn't seem to draw any attention.
Okay.
Oh,
It
How
doesn't
about
have a ding like elevators do now.
how
But
about
I mean, they would have heard
Wow.
it open.
Wow, the future's awesome.
how about I make my way as quickly and quietly as I can to this pillar
Okay.
and see if I can get a better view of the people in 13 and the people at the reception.
All
Yeah,
right. Um,
I'll move to right here, I guess.
well, Bircher and I'll go with Bircher. We'll do a little bit backer, but we'll be here.
okay. All right. So Bircher and Yoko are not going to have to do mobility rolls uh, to to get into their position. But I am going to need McCafferty and Cliff to do mobility rolls to get to the second pillar and behind that wall.
Oh, I thought that was me. Here we go.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, there you go. I did it.
All right. So Cliff got a success. Do you want McCafferty to push, Todd?
Yes, I want McCaffrey to push.
Okay.
Wow, I heard he has great mobility. Look at that mobility.
Oh.
All right. So he got his 2 successes. Cliff got 1. So you're both fine. I'm going to say that Cliff, he's going behind this wall. Is that right?
Correct. I
Is
don't
that
know
what
how
you
to do
said,
the
Todd?
little dot on the screen,
Or,
so sorry.
or that's fine.
Yes.
You just click and hold, and it pings.
Oh, I meant the
Uh,
where it shows your name at it or whatever. Unless that's nothing. All right, never mind.
okay. So, yeah. So Cliff gets there. He can see that there are 5 people up in area 12. 4 of them are pacing around inside of this, where the number 12 is. And then you can see one person standing stationary looking outwards. They are completely oblivious to what's going on behind them.
Okay.
McCafferty is right here. He can see into room 3 and sees the face, very clearly, the face of the person that's looking in his direction. And he recognizes it as a lieutenant in the Marines. He is not. He is wearing civilian clothing though, but he has his armor on over that civilian clothing. He seems to have been injured because he has like a large patch over one of his eyes,
Good.
and like gauze going around it.
All right. And
Uh,
how many
the,
people do I see in that room?
there's just the 2 that you don't know whose back is to you,
Right.
but the person that they're talking with is this lieutenant, uh, and it's Lieutenant Stevenson. You've never dealt with him personally, but he has a reputation for being a uh, sympathizer for the UPP.
And that would apply potential allegiance to Ozelinski, right?
Possibly, yeah.
Potential. Yeah, yeah. Also potentially not. This is
Yeah,
this is
there's,
this is not
in
this
fact, I
is
would
not
say,
the old worlds. This is the mother colony. We're all in this together.
in fact, I would say that both Cliff and McCafferty have probably heard rumors that Stevenson may have been feeding information to the the mutineers uh, when they were hunting for Ozelinski.
All right. So I guess the question is, do we want to make a stink here, or do we want to? Can we get by these guys?
Well, assuming we're on comms right now, the going up north to where 12 is going to be very difficult. If unless we want to make a lot of noise, then I got one well-placed grenade shot that'll clear the path for us.
+2. That's a security. That's a security.
Yep. The
Yeah.
security way, Yoko, do you think if you get into that security room that you could do the same thing you did on the floor above,
Yeah.
or
If we take that, maybe that'll give us some advantage down here.
If I can get into 13, I
Yeah.
can lock down 12. I could do that. I think.
And
Right.
then what would we do? Okay, well, we lock it down.
I know
We still can't get. We
upstairs
can't get out.
because upstairs we discussed doing like full lockdown. You have to go up to the top to the actual security area, but I would assume there's some kind of local security type thing in 13. But
Maybe we can do a do-si-do and let them out and come in the other door. Like, lock them in, let them out, and then go in this way.
I see what you're saying. Huh.
I don't know. That's the best idea I got.
I mean, they got a bunch of doors on the side. We can maybe Scooby Doo it, and if we go.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I can't make up my mind with the do-si-do.
Oh yeah, we could definitely do that. Lure them somewhere, right? Like lure them over here and then lock them in 13. Does that work?
I mean, we have to secure the security room to do all that, though.
We have to take that first. Actually, you could get them in this little hallway here, in this area.
I mean,
lock
I don't
that
know. I don't
Lock
know how
that.
stupid they are. How they're all going to file into this room so you can lock them.
Well,
in there.
you do the old hey, come and get me, right? And then you run in there and they chase after you, and then
Just walk in there and say, "Hey, we're having a prayer session on Mother in here. Come on, guys." Maybe they'll all come in.
Or maybe we're overthinking this, and maybe we just need to go in there guns blazing. But that's not my style. So
I mean, we did that before.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we lost somebody.
That's what Kip would do, but that's not what Cap.
That's what Kip would do.
So I need to just take out these guys. If we take out these guys, where's that go to?
Yeah, where does this go? Is it outside? Goes outside?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's a ventilation shaft that goes outside.
Okay.
All right. 4 guys there, 2 guys over here.
I mean, we could just go outside and swing around, right? Like to the go around the entire mother colony.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, what's stopping us from? How do we get back in, though?
You're the expert, McCafferty. You're the one who got us in here. You said you could get us anywhere. You said you could get us.
Did I say that?
I believe you said that.
All right. Okay. Well, then I'm going to run with that. Okay. Well, you know what? If we can get out this air vent, okay, I'm pretty sure I could bring us around and get us bypass these guys at 12 and get us closer to
I mean, you got us into the office level pretty handily. That seemed very effective. So I trust you, McCafferty.
All right. Okay. So, John, is there a alternate route that we can take from the outside to get towards the shopping area?
Yeah, certainly. You can. There are obviously there's the main entrance, but there is ventilation entrances just about everywhere.
Sounds like I've been.
So yeah, so we'll just say, basically any little outcropping
Yep. Okay.
Okay,
you
that
could
works.
enter in through.
All right. Let's do that then.
I remember if I remember
All right.
last time, McCafferty was the one doing the like go now hand signals, right? That time or something?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so Cliff and McCafferty already did their mobility rolls, so they do not need to roll again to get to that ventilation shaft. However, Yoko and Bircher are going to have to.
Can I assist them? Like, can we have McCarthy come
Cover them?
go first, then I'll let those two go, and then I bring up the rear type thing?
Yeah, we can still do that.
Okay.
I will give. I guess both of you can each help one of them,
Okay.
so they can each get a helping die.
Okay.
All right, so I will roll for Bircher.
I want to know who's helping me. Is it McCafferty or is it Cliff?
That's up to you guys.
I would help you because you're my buddy.
Oh, McCafferty's helping me?
Yeah.
Okay, I trust you, so we're good. If it was Cliff, I would have behaved differently. Okay, so I can up mobility by 1 and then roll it. Is that right?
Yep.
And then reduce it. Got it.
Oh. Mom.
All right. Um.
Oh.
Oh God. Okay, so Bircher's going to scream.
Oh no! But he makes it.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Suck it, lizards! Suck it as we leave.
All right. So Yoko did succeed.
Oh my God.
Okay. So the four of you make it successfully to the ventilation shaft, and McCafferty pops it open, and him and Cliff, quietly set it to the side. The thing that is going to make Bircher scream is the fact that there is a pile of bodies that have been thrown into the ventilation system and have just collected at the bottom of this ventilation shaft. And then this is also what's making Yoko tremble, because he knows he's going to have to crawl over these bodies in order to get out, outside of the compound. So Bircher's scream, obviously, you hear, gets people's attention, and you hear, "What was that?" And say, "Go check it out." And you can hear people coming from Area 12 in your direction very quickly. So,
Yep.
what are you guys? Are you guys going to try to climb over these bodies and get out through the ventilation system like you're planning, or?
We gotta keep going. We gotta keep going.
Yep, you going.
Yep, keep going.
All right. Okay, so this is going to take a little bit of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that two of you are definitely going to be able to get out. The others could potentially, depending on the mobility roll of the guards running in your direction, uh, might one or two of them might show up before the other two are able to get out and out of view and out of the compound.
I'll stay behind.
So who is going to go first?
Get Bircher and Yoko out of here.
Bircher
Yeah,
go,
Bircher,
Bircher
Yoko.
go.
Yep.
I'm making
All right.
Bircher go first.
Yeah, he's going, oh my God, there's so many of them. And
Just like upstairs. Keep going.
I think I know this. I knew this person as he makes his way out and uh, kicks out the ventilation, like the grate on the outside, and falls out onto the solid ground outside. Yoko scrambles up behind him, uh, trembling as he has to push his way through all of these people that seem to have been executed, uh, and
Yeah, as soon as I
falls
land
down onto
outside,
the ground.
I puke. I'm like hurling.
All right, so I'm going to do the mobility roll for. I'm going to roll for two guys. If they get a success, then they're going to show up before Cliff and McCafferty are able to get out. Oh, that's one. That's two. One of them got a success. Both of them got a success. So, who is going to actually have their, be ducked down and starting to make their way up over the bodies when these two guys show up?
You go.
So, who's going third? Yeah.
I'll go. I'll go. You go third. I'm
No,
gonna
I would hang back because I already know you're nimbly bimbly.
nimbly, bimbly, but not wimbly.
So,
All right.
and I know I could take a hit or two.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that you're not going to be able to fire back. It's just that I want to know who has like partial cover, basically, because they're inside the ventilation system already.
I mean, that sounds like a McAllister thing to me, or McAllister thing to me. I can't remember your name.
Jenny
McCafferty.
McCarthy?
Jenny McCarthy kind of thing.
Oh, how could I forget that?
Okay.
All right.
I'll go.
All right. So these two guys come running up, and they scream, "Someone's trying to get out!" And they raise their guns to fire in your direction. And we're going to do another initiative roll. It's just going to be the two of you and
You mean initiative
these two
draw?
guys. Yes.
Rolling or drawing?
Yes, I'm gonna redraw or take all the cards back.
Okay.
And I'm gonna deal them to Eric, me, and Todd. All right.
Ooh, I don't like this card.
Let me see. What did I get?
I got a 9.
Got an
Oh,
8.
I got a 4.
Oh, I got
All
a
right, then both of you guys get to go first.
Okay. Do you want to go first, Cliff?
Nope, you go ahead. You got the better shot than I do.
Okay. All right. I will.
I like how we're all like real polite about it.
Ah,
After you, sir. No.
No, after you. All right.
No, after you.
I'm gonna
I insist.
indubitably. Okay, I will take the shot.
All right.
Take the shot, and here we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Does that thing do 2 damage or 3 damage?
2.
2? Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, so you fire, and the bullet tears through his shoulder, and he was raising his gun. The gun kind of goes limp, and he drops it and grabs his wound as he falls over onto his ass. Um, he is not dead, but he is not going to be able to fire back at you.
Okay.
What is Cliff going to do, Eric?
Fire at the other one while moving back, I suppose.
Okay. So I did put the grenade launchers on your character sheet.
Oh, okay.
If you want to use one of those. But
It's a little much for that right now, I think. close. Oh Jesus, you did have a great knowledge. Okay. Yeah, I'll just shoot regular.
Okay, with the pulse rifle, I assume.
Pulse, yes. So that's range. Didn't go. Hey, that's pretty
All
good.
right. Yeah. So that is going to kill the other guy. I assume you're shooting at the other guy, not the one
Yeah.
that was going to. Okay. Yeah. So you raise your rifle, put multiple rounds in this guy, and the area. So just to remind you that McCafferty's rifle is silenced. So you just heard like a loud or not loud, but a soft pop as he shot this other guy. But when Cliff fires his pulse rifle, it echoes through this entire elevator area. And this guy gets hit with several rounds in the chest and topples over dead before he has an opportunity to fire at you. You can hear commotion now coming from the security office where you saw Lieutenant Stevenson and someone else,
Carthy,
and
go,
they
go,
are running in your direction.
go.
All right.
Go.
I assume, Todd, I assume that McCafferty is going.
Yep.
All
Right
right.
by
So you guys climb
bodies.
over these bodies completely unfazed and
I mean, I'm still covered in
follow
blood, so
Bertha
I was like,
and
eh.
Yoko.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, you may be a little cleaner because some of the blood wiped off on the
Oh,
bodies.
boo!
So
I roll around a little bit in it. No, I don't.
So the four of you are now outside of the compound, and
We just want to wait out here, and when they come out, shoot them. Good funnel.
Good funnel. Shouldn't we make a run for the?
Yeah, we shouldn't
Well, I
waste
guess we
any
could.
time. In all
Yeah,
likelihood, they'll send more people in this direction, which is good
That's
for
right.
us.
Yeah.
Yep.
They've got to go over the bodies too,
Yep.
so
Double
that
time.
might have some effect. So double time it over to this other area
Like
here.
here, right?
Yep.
okay. So you're sorry, I was zoomed in on that area. All right, so you're heading over there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you start making your way around the compound. There doesn't seem to be any patrols on this back end of the compound, and that's why you were able to get inside of the building fairly easily because if you remember the ventilation shaft you went in before was about right there. Um, so which one did you say you were going to? This one or this one? Okay. Yeah, so you guys pop open the external ventilation shaft and uh, you know kind of look through the interior one to see what kind of commotion there is over there. And the lab area, you can see one of the labs set up uh, from where you're at. It's basically this large makeshift building that is inside of taking up that whole area. So I mean, this gap here is about 100 feet across, so you can see that building from when you're looking through the vent. There is a group of uh, scientists that you can see through the translucent wall of the lab, worriedly looking outside. The guards seem to be gone. At least some of the guards that you saw in the video feed are not there anymore, or at least not in the same position.
See the guards that I saw in the video.
We try to.
Through the cameras.
Do we know if the? Should we see if the scientists are on our side and just try to extract them?
Yeah.
If I can get in there and talk to them, if we can get in there and talk to them, they're probably our best bit of information, given that they look like they're not being held against their will. Is that true? They look like they're being held against their will?
You're not sure if they're being held against their will, but they seem concerned over something outside of the lab.
Hmm.
It could be, that they're uh, just fearful for their lives, or it could be that, wherever the guards went, they're worried about what's going on over there. You're not
Hmm.
entirely sure.
You said you can get us into anywhere, McCafferty. Can you get it? Can you get me in there to talk to them quietly? or
Piece of
or
cake.
or is it going to be the other way? And I look at Cliff.
No, I got this.
You mean the
We'll get
effective
you
way? Yes.
we'll get you in there. Like I told you before, I know this place like the back of my hand.
I'm with I'm sticking to McCafferty. McCafferty, you know,
All right.
whatever
All right.
McCafferty does, I'm ready to
What sort of
follow.
path is McCafferty
Oh, I
leading?
thought you were going to tell me what the best path was. um,
Why don't you? hmm,
I mean, there's the entrance right there.
yeah.
Why don't you give me an observation roll, and that we can see if you can determine what the optimum path is.
Okay. Optimum path. Observation 3. Okay.
All right. You think that using these objects as cover to move from position to position would be best uh, to get into there rather than just making a straight
Yeah.
sprint for it.
Yeah. Okay.
You can do it. You can do a staged maneuver. Your main concern once you get through this threshold is you don't have a perfect view of inside of here, so you don't know if
Yeah.
there's other people inside of there, and you don't know how the scientists will react once they see you.
Right. Okay. Well, I think
I
then that I take up position with the best view that I could possibly get before we go in there, and I would cover the rest of them as they go in there.
I
Okay,
mean,
Yeah, get me
go ahead.
get me a view, McCafferty, because I might know some of the people. I don't know if that's fair.
I'd make my way to
It's
I
here.
might
possible.
I
Yeah.
might know someone,
Yeah.
because
Okay. All right. If we have like a video link with each other,
do we,
like a little.
oh, you
Um,
wanna get there and be my eyes?
Yeah. I
Is
don't know
that
if we have
possible?
that capability. Um.
I'll just come with
How
you.
about how about we just you just come with me? Yeah. We'll hop, skip, and jump.
It's just
Okay.
like
Not the
just like
dosey
we're in
do.
a horse
Oh.
costume. I'll be the ass. You lead the way.
Okay. All right.
all right. So are Cliff and Birch are coming as well?
I'm I'm debating if I should go up to here to block another entrance or exit. But then that leaves this whole area open. What do you guys think?
We do know. So, what do we know about 11? Do we know anything about 11?
Isn't this where
So,
the mall
yes.
area was? Or the
Yes. So
hallway?
Area 10 was the shopping area.
Right.
This area is actually where Yoko met Cliff. This was the makeshift infirmary
Yeah.
inside of this former warehouse.
Was it number
This is where you guys gunned down all of those
millions?
patients that
Yeah.
fled. Yep.
Yep.
So I mean, this area is generally for traffic of and parking of vehicles. Area 11. Um, it is fairly wide open, assuming that there's no vehicles parked there. If there's a lot of vehicles there, then there would be a lot of places to hide. Um, you can't see that area that well from here because of all
I
the
guess I'm
block,
not
like all the things
so
blocking.
worried about that side because from where I'm looking at the map, it doesn't look like that leads to anything in 10 that we're going to. I was more worried about the other side, where our side characters had their little rumble at.
Lots of places for cover in there for
Yeah.
other people, right?
I don't know. I mean, I can follow behind you, and then be a couple steps behind you, I guess.
Okay.
And then once I get in, I'll probably try to beeline it to check the other exits, I guess, while
Okay.
Yoko is talking.
All right. So we don't see the scientists. Don't look like they're guarded, right?
Not from what you can tell. The guards that were here in the camera
Okay.
feeds seem to be gone.
Right. Okay.
But you don't have a perfect view of the area north of 10 because you can't see all the way. You can see into the lab, but you can't see through the lab.
Okay. So I think we got to get to here
Okay.
to get a better view.
All right.
And then if we make our way to the doorway, one on either side, Cliff.
Yep.
I'll look to the left. You look to the right.
Yeah, I think we're all going, Bircher and Yoko included. We're all just gonna try to get to this
Okay.
entrance and then proceed from there, I think.
Yep.
All right.
That sounds
All
like a good
right.
idea.
So using McCafferty's observation roll, I'm not going to make you move. If you're going to move up to here and immediately expose yourself to the scientists, then I'm not going to make you do a mobility roll for this. The four of you cautiously start, making your way up using these objects to, as a break in your movement and an opportunity to make sure the coast is clear. When you get to this position, you can see, the scientists see the four of you move and hide behind this thing. And you can see a look of panic come over uh, several of their faces. But the thing that is more concerning than the panic that is coming over their faces is the large egg that seems to be stationed on some sort of platform behind them. It is approximately 4 or 5 feet tall and is partially open on the top. And Yoko immediately recognizes this as being very similar to the egg that Bircher would recognize it as the egg Mother Michaela transported into her ship on the same colony where Chakandi was found. And that is where we're going to stop.
Oh, fun. Does Bircher recognize it as having grown, or is it the same size? I guess do eggs grow? They don't grow.
It's the same the same size, but
Okay.
it
Partially
now
open.
seems to have like butterflied open partially.
Alien style.
Yes.
Why don't you stick your face
So
over that and see what happens?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
all right.
There we
Cool.
go.
So yeah, this is where we will pick up with this. Yeah, I'm still good for next week. It's the
Happy
week after that.
Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy
Yes.
birthday.
Wait. That's where are we at? We're at what's the
We're,
date?
we're today's the 25th.
Right. Okay.
So Thanksgiving is Thursday, as you're aware, right,
Yeah.
in the U.S.